Good morning. Today is November 25th, 2021. This is recording 290. It's entitled A Day of Thanksgiving. We should be thankful for whatever we have. I'm reminded of a story that I heard the other day of a young girl who was a cheerleader. And she was doing cartwheels or backflips, but she didn't adjust her flip angle. And she ended up on her head. She ended up hitting on her head. And as they rushed out, one of the other cheerleaders' mother was a nurse and came to her and asked her, "How do you feel?" And she says, "I can't feel anything, nothing from my neck down." And then the lady just kept saying, "Can you feel this? Can you feel that?" And she says, "No." And she kept asking her stuff, and the little girl looked up and said, "Ask me a question." Now, this is odd. Ask me a question that I can answer, a math question, because my brain is still working. And the lady looked at her and was like, "What?" "Yeah, my brain is still working." You see, I am thankful for what I have. I'm thankful for what I still have. I'm thankful for the joy in my life. I'm thankful for the people in my life. And this was just struck people as odd, so they take her to the hospital and whatnot. And when she gets to the hospital, the doctor comes up and he diagnoses that she has had catastrophic paralyzation. And the most that she could ever think to have in the future is maybe a little feeling somewhere in her body. That's the most you can do. And someone asked her, "What is it that you would like?" And the girl, now she's in high school. The girl says, "Prom is in 3 weeks. I want to walk to the prom." And her therapist, this is the most you can think of, is just having a little feeling. But the therapist looked at her and basically looked away and says, "Well, okay," and start poking at her muscles and whatnot. Well, in 3 weeks, the little girl was at the prom. She didn't walk. They said she took a couple of steps because the therapist was so afraid that she might hurt herself and her condition was still deemed delicate. Now, proms usually I think they take place somewhere around May. Said she took a couple of steps. They put her back in a wheelchair and took her home. And they said shortly after, at graduation, which we know to be June, she walked across the stage and received her diploma to a standing ovation. 3 weeks, or from 3 weeks to maybe a month, 2 months, she was walking again. The doctors were astounded. They had never seen or heard of anything like this. Why? It all began with thankfulness. It all began in a day of thanksgiving. To be thankful for what it is that we have. Joel Goldsmith makes a statement. He says, "My conscious oneness with God constitutes my oneness with every spiritual idea." Can we see just how far-reaching that statement goes? My conscious oneness with God. My ability to know God, to touch God, constitutes every prayer being answered, whether I pray it or not. Wow. Every spiritual idea. All that the Father has made is under my domain, under my dominion. All because I have touched God. Yes, a day of thanksgiving. If this is not the goal, if you've not achieved this, this should be the goal, the only goal. Because once touched, it opens up a world that we call unbelievable or believable, called heaven. Now, Paul enters this world after many years of struggle, and at the end of 1 Thessalonians, I'm just going to read a few things that he says to those that are following his teaching. He says, "Be joyful always. Pray without ceasing. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Jesus Christ concerning you. Do not quench the spirit. Do not reject prophecy. Prove all things. Uphold that which is good. Abstain from every sort of evil. May the very God of peace sanctify you wholly, and may your spirit and soul and body be preserved without blemish to the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. Faithful is he who has called you, and he will keep his word. No man can say these things. No person can say these things except he has experienced them and benefited from them. Paul has truly undergone an experience that he wants to share with us, and he's telling us to do these things because he has found them to be true. And with that, we realize the spontaneous, dedicated meditation from our heart. Father, thou hast given a gift that is immeasurable. My eyes have been opened and my heart has been shown that I am not lost in this world. As I look upon the things that thy hands has created, my heart feels the glory of your splendor and the intent of your desire. When I look at the heavens, and I look at creation, and I look at all the things, I realize they glorify you. And they are put here to glorify you, that you would be pleased. What is man? What am I? Who am I that thou art so mindful of me? That above all these things, all of the universe, all of eternity, all of the worlds and planets, you have placed me above all of that. I see your desire. I see that all things are put here to express this glory. And I, too. No longer will I contemplate what is seemingly lacking in my life, but I will see a world full of all things expressing your glory. I'm not holding others in judgment. I am not sitting down and praying that others get what they deserve. I am not sitting down and applauding judgments that are placed on people. For I realize that yours is the judgment alone. And that you desire that even a man, even a woman, that expresses negatively, your desire is they too be turned around, that they be able to express this glory. There is a joy that I will behold, for in thy presence is the fullness of joy. These are your words that you've given me, that if I can touch but the hem of your desire, the hem of your intent, a world will open unto me where I will be sanctified and kept holy. You have filled me with the recognition of thy Spirit divine. I am ever in thy presence. With every waking moment will I give praise to you. Not with the lips, not so much outwardly that I would make others look to see that I'm praising you, but with a heart anchored in you. You have given the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and with them I shall enter in and enjoy the richness of thy promises. I am your sheep. I hear your voice. I see the door, and I hear the knock. I feel the call, and I know a new dimension has been opened unto me that is indescribable, that I can enter in, that I can lay in green pastures, that I am always beside still waters no matter how rough they look. A table of plenty has been placed before me, and I eat from that table, and I come and buy without money. For I sit, and I am nourished from the table that is set before me in the presence of my enemies. And I come to realize I am not sitting at a table with people standing around, hurling threats, fighting, coming at me. No, the enemy are my erroneous thoughts, beliefs. So I can sit and eat in peace because as I nourish on this word, I realize that the enemy within me is being dissolved. Those ugly thoughts are being captured, incarcerated, and if not purified, they are cast out, that I might eat in peace. So I realize that my joy is not in material things. My joy is not in the things that would cause people to think or to know that I have a rich life. My joy is something that exudes from me, knowing that my conscious oneness with you constitutes my oneness with every spiritual desire. You even know the things that I will think before I think them, and you provide them before I ask for them. Yes, I walk the earth without error. I walk knowing now that your presence is with me. I shall bind on earth your footstool, that which has been bound in heaven, your domain. I shall loose on earth your footstool, that which has been loosed in heaven, your domain. By this I realize now that all conquering is done within me. As I imagine myself to be with you and feel the reality of this, the earth expresses that which I hold to be true. I have recognized that I no longer fight with man whose breath is in his nostril. I do not war with flesh and blood. But I realize now that I fight only with principalities, powers of wickedness in high places. Those high places are within me. For my conscience is the highest place that exists. And in that consciousness, the money changers, the extractors, the distractors, the detractors, the ugly, the principalities must be cast out. Thou restorest my soul. For my soul does longingly listen for your voice. I have recognized the secret of secrets. You have truly placed all that your hands have made under my domain. And I shall, with every waking moment, honor you with this understanding. Infinitely filled with belief, I shall see thy precious gift glorify you. Righteous judgments shall be my platform, and the light of understanding shall be my sole expression. I walk without fear. I walk consciously understanding your presence is all that I need know. I shall walk and not be weary. I shall run on and not faint. I shall see the glory of the Father in the Son. I shall see the glory of the Father as the Son. I accept my divinity. I accepted that thy perfect will be performed and all things be reconciled unto you, especially that which I am. I prove all things and I uphold all things which are good. No evil shall come near my dwelling, because the light of truth has become my shield and buckler. Standing still, I see the manifestation of that which you have promised. Like Moses, I stand before the awesome Red Sea, and I stretch forth the rod of truth, that which stands before me should open and allow him who is to come and bring his gift with him. Thy truth has called me, and I have felt its touch. Virtue proceeds from me. Signs follow. No longer do I walk in darkness, searching, but confidently knowing that thy presence has gone before me, securing all things necessary. I need not force affirmations, for my heart is always assured. I need not force affirmations, as I once did, as I once hoped, that if I say this over and over and over enough, it will cause something to happen. No, I have bound thy truth within me until it has spoken, until it has touched me, until it has assured me, go. Go into all the world, honoring me within, and see if I will not open the windows of heaven Being inbreathed, I know that I am only beholding surface appearances that must and will conform to the majesty of your glory. This is my beacon. This is my light. That wherever the soles of my feet shall tread, I know that the glory of your presence is there to glorify yourself. So with my whole heart will I honor thee. Once again, being inbreathed, I know that I am beholding only surface appearances that must and will conform to the majesty of your glory. Recognition has made me thankful, and thankfulness has set me free. I seek no justice in this world, but recognize that righteous judgment is always present within me. For in the secret place of the Most High do I live, move, and have my being. None of the things made by human belief move me, because none of them have any reality except human thought. And they will disintegrate upon my appearing. And they will dissolve the human thought when I take away my human thought. Truly, truly, this is a day of thanksgiving. God bless you.